It is not who you are that's holding you back. It is the illusions of who you think you're not. This is Anders Hansen, and I'm here to help you shatter those illusions and live the life of your dreams.
Welcome to our 10 days to real magic results in your life. This is something that you will not come home from. This experience, when you apply these tools that you are receiving all throughout these 10 days, your life will be so different, so different than what it is today. Why am I saying that? Because I did it. This is not coming from somebody who's just read it or studied it and got the certificate. This is coming from a guy who's actually lived it. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I'm a product of the product. We have many participants on here as well, program participants who've been with us for a long time, some shorter than others, some longer than others. But we all have one thing in common. We're obsessed with this material because we know that it's going to give us results that we want. When you are here and you interact and you share and you take notes and you tag your coach all throughout this experience every day, you are also automatically becoming part of a drawing of wonderful prizes that we're going to give away at the end of this experience. All right. So that's important. You will get an email, and if you haven't gotten it, make sure you check your spam folder. It most likely went into there. You will get an email every day with access to the replay and access to the materials and the tools that you're going to be using. You'll receive very specific instructions from day to day to ensure that you get the very most out of this, okay? So first, I'm going to share with you a video that our good friend, my mentor, Bob Proctor, has done for us. In fact, he's done a series of videos for us that matches with what we're going to be spending time on. And I will show those videos as we move through the week as well, all right? But let's jump into the first one. Enjoy.
And welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, and I'm really pleased to meet you. You know, I have been in the personal growth game for a long time. As you just saw on the slide, 60 years. It all started out in 1961. I'm going to be 87 in just a few days, and I'm just getting warmed up. This material is absolutely phenomenal. And you know, it's a real pleasure for me to be associated with Anders Hansen. Let me take you back about 5, maybe 6 years. I'm not quite sure how long it is because I don't think very well in reverse. But I was in the lobby of the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. And this young man came over and talked to me, and I was impressed with him. I was just impressed with his energy and the way he talked. I was busy at the time. I didn't have time to stop and talk to anybody. But I said, if you'd like, I'll meet you for breakfast tomorrow morning. And I said, well, meet right there behind the piano. That's what we did. And that was the beginning of a great friendship. I was absolutely fascinated with this man's ability. I'm going to tell you, he's got something going for him. He knows something about success. He knows something about success that most people have not learned yet. Let me share something with you here for a moment. Look at this. Success is really just 5% strategy. You know, you get all these wise people, they're always strategizing. It's 95% mindset. Anders Hansen understands this. That's why I like working with him. I really enjoy working with this guy. I guarantee your life will change just like that. Now, you see, I know because I started out a long time ago. No formal education, no business experience. And I took my pen one day and I said, I'm going to build a company that operates all over the world. My company, the Proctor Gallagher Institute, operates all over the world. This guy is good. I'm not saying that because I like him. I'm not saying that because I want to impress him. I'm saying that because he's earned it. He is damn good at what he does. Don't put this off. If you want to change your life and start living the way you really want to live, remember, it's only 5% strategy, it's 95% mindset. He'll show you how to do it. Get into this. You'll be glad you did. This is Bob Proctor, and thank you.
He is the most incredible human being. And actually, it is his 87th birthday today. That's right. 5th of July is Bob Proctor's birthday, and he's turning 87 today, or his physical body is. What a beautiful testament to the power of living life on purpose. And that is what this material certainly also will help you do. That might be just one of the great byproducts that you get out of this experience. So I'm passionate about this because I'm a product of the product. When I left Denmark 15 years ago, I had become a version of myself I absolutely did not enjoy. I was broke, I was sick, I was unhappy. Nothing functioned in my life, nothing worked. I didn't like myself either. That was not a great place to be. I had become a product of my environment in such an enormous degree. And it had built dissatisfaction in me. And that dissatisfaction, looking back at it, was what got me to move. And I decided to build a new model. And I sold everything I had. What I couldn't sell, I gave away. And I jumped on a plane and I landed here in Miami those 15 years ago, close to 15 years ago, with nothing. I lost everything. Friends left, buried in debt. My dad passed away. I was sitting here with nothing but 2 suitcases and a deck of cards left. That was it. And I started performing magic for tips. You see, you may look back in your life and you may realize that the times when you had your back against the wall, that's when you got the very most creative. That's what happened to me. When all the associations in the outside world were gone, all you can do is go the opposite way, go inward. And that's what I did. Somebody gave me the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and I started reading more about the mind. I started understanding that I'm not my thoughts. I can direct them, and I can direct them towards a purpose. And I became obsessed with this. 1 year later, I was performing and producing multi-million-dollar production shows on 5-star cruise ships all around the world. I went from surviving on $1 hamburgers to performing a multi-million-dollar production show on many different cruise ships a year later. And I was sitting there wondering what happened. I knew it wasn't an accident. I knew it wasn't luck. I knew it wasn't some God up there telling, me that it was my turn. I knew there was something that I did that I just couldn't put my finger on, but that created those results. So I became obsessed with studying personal development, quantum physics, spirituality, everything I could get my hands on to understand me better. And I came to a point in entertainment where it was so just not fulfilling having people go, how did he do the trick? That's what I did as an illusionist for 20 years. In fact, I'll share one with you in a minute that will help you change your perception dramatically. But that question, how did he do the trick, just wasn't good enough for me anymore. I wanted to share with the world what I had learned. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I've committed the rest of my life to doing. And I am grateful to be working alongside the best in the world at what he does, Bob Proctor. We've co-created a program together, and we're very proud of that. We're the only organization, as far as we know, in recent times outside his own organization that he's done that with. We'll talk more about that later in the week. But right now, I want to really focus on you. You are the most advanced creature on planet Earth. There's no limit to what you can do. Absolutely none. No limit. And that is the potential we're bringing to the surface all of these 10 days so that you can unleash it to the world. So if you want more health, if you want better relationships, if you want more freedom in your life, financial freedom, whatever it is that you want, this material will certainly help you do that. And I can be certain of that because I see it every day with thousands of our participants all around the world. This works for anybody who's willing to take it seriously enough. So I would recommend that you spend the time required to really get into it. Most people don't have time. Isn't it funny? They don't have time for the most important thing in the world, development of their mind. Make a committed decision that you're going to spend every day with us live. We're going to be making the same commitment to you, and we're not going to hold back. We're going to give it everything we've got. That includes Pascal, Christina, David, our extraordinary coaches, myself, and the rest of our team. We're going to give it everything we've got, but it requires for you to do the same thing. So if you can agree to 2 things, 1, you're going to give it everything you got these 10 days. You're not going to let your paradigm hold you back. Let me see you type yes in the chat. That's a commitment you're making to yourself and to me, and we're making a commitment to you. So if you can commit to giving it everything you've got and not let your paradigm stop you, let me know in the chat. Just write yes, or an emoji, or jawohl in German, or sí in Spanish, or whatever language you're speaking. All right. A lot of commitments. That is good. You are making a commitment to you. We are making a commitment to you too. And you might be sitting there, leaning back, going, I hope, Anders, come serve me now. Give it to me. Just give it. If that is the attitude, go watch Netflix, please. You're wasting your time. I'll be very honest with you. You might not even like me at times throughout this experience. I hope you will, but if you don't, that's okay too. I don't care what you think of me. What I care about is what you think of you. And the more you lean in and the more you participate, the better results you will get. I promise you, this is so good. All right, a lot of commitments. Charlotte, yes, and hello from Spain. All right, beautiful. Charlotte, love it. The other question, can you agree that the longer time we spend in studying our mind and what creates results, the better results we will have in our life? Let me know in the chat. Can you agree that the longer time we spend in studying ourselves, our mind, what produce results, the main cause of results, the better results we obviously will get, cause and effect, primary law of the universe? Yes, says Mary Louise. I love that. Stuart is here. Hey, Stuart, good to see you. Wonderful. I love the commitment. You are a committed person. I see that. And what you will understand and what you will start to experience is that throughout these 10 days, there's an energy that's building. You'll start feeling it in you. There's an energy. We're creating a collective energy here across time zones, many different time zones, many different countries, but the energy is omnipresent. That's the beautiful thing about main causes. All right, love it. Let's dig in. Let's dig in. You're not here to get motivation. I hope not. You're not here. If you think I'm motivating, I don't like that, to be honest with you. I'm not here to be motivational. I'm here to help you educate yourself to a point where you can create the transformation within. So that's important. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to educate you to a point where you can start motivating yourself for the rest of your life. That's my aim. Now, let's dig in. You don't see the world as it is. You really don't see the world as it is. You see the world the way you're programmed to see it. Let me illustrate. This is a multi-dimensional domino brick. From this side, you see 1 dot. From this side, you see 4. From this side, you see 3. And from this side, you see 6. And then you go, what happened? Let me explain. You saw something that wasn't real. Your mind created a result on your behalf. Let me illustrate. Here, you saw 3 dots in the end, right? Or you saw 1 dot. You didn't see this. Your mind has seen domino bricks many times, and you are conditioned with patterns. You're conditioned to see the world in a certain way. You're conditioned here to see either 1 dot or 3, depending on where my hand is. So you see, your mind actually finished the pattern on your behalf. How many other things are you running around finishing the pattern around that may or may not be true at all? That's an illusion. Now, of course, the same thing happened on this side. We had 6 dots here, or we had 4 dots here. You've seen each of these 2 patterns before, so you finished the pattern. It's a technique in entertainment, in movie writing, called closure. Our mind, our human mind, needs closure. We do. We need closure. So we sometimes make up stories subjectively to finish the pattern. Now, as an illusionist, for 20 years, it was my job to challenge your perception. And I like to keep doing that, because if there's something we're going to benefit from, it's a change in perception. And if I've done that correctly, you would see 3 dots here from this side, and you would see 8 dots on this side. Let me know what you think. Wasn't that a good illustration, though? You, my friend, you are finishing a pattern. Your mind finishes a story on your behalf that may or may not be true. That is part of what we're changing with this material all throughout these 10 days, is changing the way you perceive your reality. Vibeke says, I'm top motivated. Heike says, oh, jeg elsker den illusion. Den giver så meget mening. In English, I really love that illusion. It really makes a lot of sense. Thank you, guys. It's a good illustration, isn't it? That's exactly what happens. That's what we do to ourselves all day, every day. Okay, so we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we're programmed to see it. Now we're talking about the mind and results. It's your mind, it's your results. The moment you assign blame or you're blaming circumstances, you've lost. Assume full and complete responsibility. It's your mind that's produced your results up until this moment. Yes, the economy is that way. Yes, my spouse doesn't agree. All of this, none of that has any bearing. It's your results. All right. So I understood when I read this book about 15 years ago, I knew I had two parts to the mind, but that was it. It didn't click. It was an unfinished business. Bob taught me a concept that changed everything for me, and I'm going to introduce that to you now. If you're new to this, congratulations, it'll change your world. If you are not new to this, if you've seen it before, congratulations, your world will get so much better. Don't fall prey to the illusion that now I know it. Knowledge has very little value. It's how it's applied that matters. So check your results. If they are not where you want them, there's probably more application to be done. And throughout this experience, make sure you tag your 3 coaches. I've written their names here: David Wang, Christina W. Larson, Pascal Jacobson. Tag your coach. By now, you should know who your coach is. You've gotten an email from them with a personalized video. Tag your coach in these comments and let them know what your takeaway is. It's in that way you can create accountability with them. It's really important and it's very effective. All right, so let's talk about the mind. See, don't think about that. She's like, I'm thinking about how you did the trick. It's irrelevant right now. As long as the trick helped you open your mind to a new way of thinking, that's good. Keep thinking, but around this concept. How does your mind look like? How does your mind look like? If you had asked me back then, I would say, oh, a lot of confusion, gray mass of confusion, maybe my brain. I would not be able to articulate how my mind looked like because I didn't understand me and I didn't understand my mind. I thought my mind was my brain. You see, you and I think in pictures. We do. As human beings, we think in pictures. If you close your eyes, you can visualize your living room. You've been there many times, so that's easy. You can visualize things you've seen a lot. But think about how your mind looks like and tell me what picture you see. Right? There's confusion because we don't have a picture to work with. And if there's no picture to work with, there's confusion in here. And if there's confusion in here, there's confusion out there. In results, there has to be. You know, temporarily, we might be able to get a little better results. But they will never be sustained until we really keep learning this. There's no, I've learned it. That doesn't exist. When we think we've learned it, we've lost. I never fall prey to that thought. Now I know it. Now I've learned it. I keep getting better at learning it, just a little bit better every single day. So let's look at this. There's a big circle. There's a small circle. That big circle represents your magical mind. That little circle down here with the 2 arms and the 2 legs, that's your physical body. The mind is an energy. The mind is movement. Mind is in every cell of your body, and the mind gives direction to the brain and the body. But mind cannot be found in the brain. When a person has left this earthly plane, you can dissect their brain and you will never find the mind. Mind is movement. In fact, nobody has seen you. Think about it. You say, that is you, that's me. No, it isn't. It's our physical bodies. That's not who we are. That's just a physical expression of our mind. So nobody has actually seen the most valuable part of you. And that is the part of you we're going to be working with all throughout these 10 days and hopefully beyond. That is the part of you that creates results. So let's look at this. Your mind is divided into 2 parts. You have the conscious mind here, you have the subconscious mind here, and then you have the physical body down here. There's 2 layers to it. And it's not 2 minds, it's 2 spheres of the same mind. You have the conscious mind, the intellectual reasoning mind. That mind can choose. You can choose a negative or a positive concept. That's your choice. In fact, throughout this experience, you will get better and better and better at choosing whatever serves you. Most people don't think they have a choice. I didn't think so. Back then, I thought I was my thoughts. No wonder, we're so quick at saying, oh, you have this or you have that. It's just, in most cases, paradigms run wild. And what's a paradigm? The program down here in your subjective mind. That's what we're working with. You see, 95 to 98% of your results doesn't originate from your intellect, doesn't originate from your conscious mind. 95 to 98% of your results originate from the subjective emotional mind. 95 to 98% of your results. The subjective mind can only express itself one way. It's with and through the body. After having worked with thousands of people all over the world for a long time now, I have come to the firm conclusion that the vast majority of physical ailments, they originate because there's an imbalance in the mind. That is where this concept came from a chiropractor in 1934. He said, we have a problem in the healing arts. We're treating symptoms. We're not treating the main cause. This is in people's lives and businesses all over the place. We're treating symptoms. We're not treating the main cause. It's so true. Look around today. Most of it is symptom treatment. Very rarely do we go to the main cause of a person's result. So congratulate yourself, because we're doing that here. We're going to the main cause of results in your life. That's it. This is the best material ever in the personal growth industry. No doubt about it. Bar none, hands down. A lot of it is fluff and superficial. This isn't. You're getting a sound education here. Yes, will it seem like a lot of information? It probably will. Will it seem overwhelming at times? Yes, most likely, because it is materials that we haven't gotten before. So Mary says, I need to hear it many times for it to sink in 100%. That's it. There's only two ways to change that programming. One, emotional impact. Two, constant spaced repetition. So what do most people do? They look at these results in whatever area of their life. It might be the bank account, it might be the blood test, it might be the grades in school or at university or whatever it is. We look at present circumstances. And why do we do that? Because we've been programmed to. You and I have these 5 little antennae here. They're sticking out of the conscious mind. Now, what are they? They are 5 physical senses. That's right. Our 5 senses, our 5 physical senses, they're hooked up to the conscious mind. And information is being dumped in there all day long from the outside world. And what do you use your senses for, among other things? You look at your results. You let that result, you let the bank account, that result right now, you let that enter into your senses, into your conscious mind, and you go, that's how it is. This is how it is now. When we do these trainings, I usually have about, let's just say a lot of people writing to me in my personal Facebook Messenger, and don't bother, because I rarely check it anyways. It's being bombarded with stuff these days. But there are people that will write to me privately and hope that I will make agreement with their limiting beliefs. It's like this because, it's like that because your beliefs have been there up until now. I will never, ever make agreement with your limiting beliefs. Never. That will never happen. I will always be standing up for you and your potential. I will be advocating for your potential until the day I'm not here anymore. So if you feel tempted to write to me and justify why your results are mediocre, save your time. I'm deleting the message. I'm not going to respond. All right? You're warned. I will never make agreement with why things are the way they are. That's just an expression of where your mind has been. That's it. Can we change it? Absolutely. Can we change it in a phenomenal way? Yes, we can. And that's what we're here for. And that is why we are doing this. Okay? We are learning here. We're learning something beautiful that we should have been taught in school, but we weren't, so here we are. We are learning to build a new concept in our conscious mind. That's an idea. That's your goal, whatever it is. We'll get into that tomorrow, the science of setting those right type of goals and then integrating them. But we'll get into that. As we plant that idea in our subjective mind, everything changes. Our energy frequency, everything that we start attracting and creating changes. Now we're living from the inside out, and that's the right way to live. That is the right way to live. It's the inside out. You see, there's two ways of living. There is letting results control your thinking. That's here. That's letting results control your thinking. Or it is having your thinking control your results. Which one do you think represents freedom? This one? Absolutely. We are built for this. We are the only creatures on planet Earth, as far as we know, that can do this. We can change whatever it is that we want in our physical world. And we can do that when we understand ourselves. Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich. He said an educated person is not necessarily someone with an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. He said an educated person is someone who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they can acquire anything they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. That's an educated person. You are an educated person because you're here developing the higher faculties of your mind. An educated person is not necessarily someone who's just gathered the information and is able to demonstrate that they can remember it. Those people are lost at best. They're lost. They're misguided and lost. And it's interesting. Our coaching team, they're young, compared to what you say, well, compared to many other coaching teams, they're definitely young. But what they do all have in common, Pascal, Christina, and David, they have a very high level of awareness. They've created results beyond what most people would dream of. It's awareness. It has nothing to do with the knowledge we have. It has nothing to do with our physical age. It's everything to do with the development of the mind, which is what we're spending time on. So you are here and you've made that commitment. So really, really good. Kitty says, reading every day, morning with my partner, and every day something new catches my mind, and I think, whoa, isn't that great? Constant repetition. So why is it that we have this program here, this program part of our mind? Why is it that it has such control over us? Where do you think it's coming from? Now, in our programs and everything we do, we will not go back and look at what happened. We will not do that. We will not go back and look at what happened and try and figure out why it happened. Because what are we doing? We're giving energy to what we don't want. There's a lot of therapy that does that, some of it better than others, but there's a lot of therapy that is focused on getting you to think backwards, think in reverse, looking at what happened. We had a participant tell me the other day, she said, I've seen a psychologist for 10 years. Your program in 6 months has created freedom for me. 10 years. Yeah, some of it is good, some of it, in my opinion, not so great. What we're doing is looking at where we're going, and then we're focused on changing the program and subjective mind that produce the result. Whatever result it is. Maybe it is health, maybe it is wealth, maybe it is more happiness, whatever it is. If you can tell me what you want, we can definitely show you how to get it. Morten says, what are we supposed to repeat constantly? Morten, you are getting the assignments later. Have patience. Take a deep breath. In fact, let's all do that right now. Let's just all sit up straight. All just relax completely. Let go of everything you have in your hands, including your partner if they're around. Just let go of everything. Take a deep breath all the way down in the belly. And relax. And another deep breath all the way down in the belly. There you go. You feel your whole system relax. Just learn to trust. Put faith in this. Stop relying on your intellectual mind to produce the results for you. That part of your mind, will it help you produce results? Absolutely. What we're teaching you to do is harnessing the power of the universe to help you create the results you want. Is that more powerful? I think so. I tried creating results with my intellect for years. Maybe you've done the same. You gather the information, then you try and force a new behavior, just forcing new behavior through hard work, working harder, trying harder, putting in more hours. Does it work? Of course it doesn't. It's just killing ourselves slowly. Some just do it so slow they don't know they're doing it to themselves. We call it stress, and we call it all sorts of things. Stress is one's own inability to manage thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's it. We don't get stressed. We do it to ourselves. And you say, well, that's easy to say. I was there. I did it. I was busy killing myself because I was entertaining new ideas on a conscious level, forcing new behaviors without, and get this may have happened in your life without changing that part of your mind, without changing the paradigm. What happens? Temporary results, setbacks, trying a little harder, falling back into old ways, trying a little harder, falling back in old ways. You may recognize that. So I would invite you to just relax and let go. Stop trying to figure it out intellectually. You will get whatever it is you're supposed to get out of this experience based on where you are. And the next time, and the next time, and the next time, you'll get more and more and more out of it. That's the reason why we have people here today that have been in various of our programs, high-end study programs, deep masterminds, and they're still here. Why? They understand this. The second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, you don't see something in the material you don't see before. You start seeing something in yourself that wasn't there before. There will be people, and I hope to God you're not one of them, there will be people throughout this that think, I've heard it before, I know it, let me run off to the next pot of gold at the end of the rainbow somewhere. That's not where it is. It's inside. Stick with one thing and just commit yourself to that one thing and do certain things in a certain way every day. That will get you results. It's illogical to read the same book. I've read this book for 15 years. It's falling apart. My dogs have chewed out pages, and you know, it's the way it is, but I still read it. I keep getting better results. Now, will the book alone do it? Of course not. It takes somebody who studied it for that long to translate it for you, that can bring it into your life in a way that fits with you, that's personalized. That's why this is so good. That's why this is powerful. So today, it's about training your mind to see opportunities you formerly failed to recognize. You, my friend, you are standing in the middle of acres of diamonds. You are standing in the middle of acres of diamonds. Just understand you're getting everything here that this book ever gave me and more. So just stay with me, all right? It's the power of your subconscious mind, Joseph Murphy. But we have a tendency to run off in the horizon and get another book and another seminar and another book. And that's not necessarily the solution. The solution is to stay with one process long enough, stay with people who researched long enough. This didn't do it for me. It filled out some holes, but it certainly did give me all the pieces of the puzzle. This stick person helped me bring the pieces of the puzzle together, along with Bob Proctor's coaching over years and years. This didn't happen just overnight. This took time. We all need help. We have to do it ourselves. Yes, we have to do it by ourselves, but we can't do it alone. We all need help. All right. So maybe also set your ego aside and say, you know, my results are not where I want them to be. Maybe it is time that I start opening up my mind to a different way of thinking. Because let's face it, the way you have been thinking today will never take you there. That's right. And that's something Bob is going to share with you later in this week. But what took you to this point will never take you there. It just won't. It's two different paradigms. It's two different ways of looking at the world and two different ways of seeing opportunity. That's what this lesson is about. It's about training your mind to see the opportunity. All right? Training your mind to see the opportunity. So where does that programming come from? Let's take a look at this. When you and I arrived on planet Earth, between newborn and 5-6 years of age, that was you and I. We were a subjective mind and a body. That's it. We didn't have any conscious faculties developed yet. So everything that went on around us went straight into that baby's subjective mind. All the programming and biases, political beliefs, if your parents worked really hard to make it happen, that's the programming. And so we become older. We say, well, I want greater results in my life. I'm going to step out and create a business and do my own thing. But the programming hasn't changed. So we're still running fast to try and make it work, operating with the idea that the more time I spend on something, the better results I get. You know, we just bought ourselves another job. We are repeating a program that was planted in our subjective mind at birth. That's right. Your results today are to a large extent not yours. They are a result of other people's habitual ways of thinking. That's right. You're programmed through your DNA and through your early upbringing. And this is the early upbringing. So between newborn and 5, 6 years of age, all the pollution got dumped in there. And then later, you develop the conscious faculties, but at that point, programming is done. Self-image, everything along with it. Self-image is something we're going to be talking about on Thursday. My goodness to me, there's so much value there, but more about that later. Self-image, that's the way you see you. That was planted there at that age. And then you develop the conscious faculties. You can be really bright intellectually. You can pass all the tests, have high IQs, and still get mediocre results because this programming will dictate your results. All right, that's where it came from. Now, we're not focused on going back there and focusing on what happened. We are focused on the results we want and the beliefs we have to shift in order to get there. So today, it's about training your mind. Magda says sometimes it is hard to know which way is the right one. Magda, what you're doing, you are trying to find the right way through your senses. Through your senses, you're trying to find the right way out there. It will never happen there. Stop looking through your senses. Stop looking, relax completely. Embrace everything that we're teaching you throughout these 10 days, and you will find the answers come from within. That's right. The people that try and find the right path in life, they're lost. They're lost from the get-go. That was me. For 20 years, I was traveling and doing shows on cruise ships. I was trying to find myself out there in the new culture and the new this stimulus and the new that. And I never found it until I lost everything, of course. I started going the other way. That's when everything changed. So relax, surrender, let go. Let is the key word here. Let go and let God. Let go and let the universe help you, guide you. You will understand that as you set the target, we're doing that tomorrow, you will start to have your intuition speak to you and give you guidance. That's how all winners in life are operating, and that's how you can operate. Kitty says, you can feel it in your body when it comes to you. Feel it and do it. That's right. Kitty is in many of our programs, and she understands this. Most people try and be in the right place at the right time. You can try and be there all the time and lose it and miss the boat for the rest of your life. How could it be when I was broke, sick, unhappy? How could it be I could set the intention and say, I want to work with the best in the world in personal development. I want to live in a financial free climate. I want to create freedom for myself. I want to live in a wonderful, joyous partnership, everything. How could that be? How could I just set that and decide on it? I had understood this long enough. I understood this. And my intuition was guiding me. One day, as we were living in Las Vegas at the time, my partner and I, and one day he said, Anders, I'm going to work. He hated his work, so I was really surprised that he was going to work. He said, I don't have to work, I'm going to work. And I said, that's surprising. And at that moment, my intuition kicked in and told me to go to pick him up, but go an hour early. That didn't make any sense. But I understand that my intuition is a higher faculty. It's a mental tool, and it will guide me if I become really good at this. And so it did. I went, I parked the car, I had an hour to spare. I started walking around an hour. I ran right into Bob Proctor, ran into him on a busy casino floor. I had no idea he was in Las Vegas, no idea. There's many places you can be on this planet. And we were in the same place, in the right place, at the right time, right there. What happened? I let a power that is more intelligent, far more far-reaching than me, guide me. You can do the same thing. If you try and let your intellect guide you, you've lost from the get-go. Don't do that. Surrender yourself to a totally new way of thinking. Surrender yourself to a totally new way of thinking. Your way of thinking, has given you the results you want. So if you don't want the results, isn't it about time you try a new model? Try my model because it works. I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy. I live a rich life on all planes, not just money, but I live in a healthy body. I was broke and sick back then. I was buried in debt. I don't have that anymore. Why? I wasn't trying to get rid of it. I replaced it with a totally new model. And so can you. You can do anything. There's nothing you couldn't do. So now we're going to talk about 2 tools. You're getting 2 tools today that will help you train your mind to always see the opportunity. All right. You have a mental tool. In fact, you have 6 mental tools. We don't have time to go into any great depth on them, but just understand you have perception, the imagination, intuition, will, reason, memory. Yeah, that's it. Perception, intuition, imagination, will, reason, and memory. We're focused on this today, perception. Your perception is the way you look at things. Remember this, the way you look at things? This is an exercise in perception. That's it. That's all it is. It's a different way of looking at the same thing. Your perception will dictate whether or not you see the opportunity or the problem. This is the situation. This is the situation. S for situation. It's just a situation. It's neither good or bad. It just is. And depending on your perception, you will see either all the opportunities or all the challenges. This technique, and it is very simple. Success is not complicated. It's simple when you surrender to it. Most people won't, because they are, first of all, operating with an idea and a program that it has to be complicated. So of course it will be, if that's what's programmed into the mind. You're going to get a tool here, 2 tools. One will help train your perception. So you have a situation right now. It just is. It's not good or bad. It just is. We make it what it is. Wayne Dyer said it so beautifully. Change the way you look at something, and the thing you look at changes. Is the problem in me, or is it out there? It's in my perception of what's going on out there. That's where the problem is. You know, we have participants in our programs. Oh my gosh, I could mention many, but there's a few that comes to the top of my mind now. Lone, when she got diagnosed with a really bad illness, her perception was, this is great. What am I going to get out of this? What is the big opportunity in this? Well, she overcame that, became healthy again, changed her life on all levels, totally changed her life. Or how about René? His whole industry was shut down last year on a global scale, everything shut down. And he goes, this is going to be my best year I've ever had. You know, is that illogical? Heck yes, it is illogical. Your logic is dictated by your paradigm. So you're going to be doing things here that are highly illogical. It was illogical to say it's going to be my best year when everything else is shut down. Guess what? It became his best year. He made the decision. That was his choice. His choice is his perception. Your choice is your perception. I don't care how bad it looks like. If it looks really bad, it's really good. That's just 2 sides of looking at the same thing. So it's great. Celebrate. If it's perceived to be really bad, yes, there's a big opportunity here. You couldn't have one without the other. Think about it. Really think here. Lean in and put the thinking cap on. You can be here physically, but when you're dialed in here mentally, everything will shift for you. It will, I guarantee you. Just stay with me. You can't have inside without an outside. You couldn't have that. You couldn't have an inside to a room without the outside. You couldn't have up without the down. You couldn't have hot without a cold. You couldn't have a problem without the solution. You couldn't have prosperity without poverty, or poverty without prosperity. You couldn't. They're all just 2 different ways of perceiving the same thing. So if it's a big problem, there's a big solution in it. Little problem, little solution, or little opportunity, you could say. So why don't we look for the big ones? Why don't we look for the big, overshadowing, overtowering, overpowering challenges? That's where the big opportunity lies. It was a big challenge for me back then to have lost everything in my life, huge. But I found the opportunity in it because I didn't succumb to the present reality. I kept working on myself. I just kept working on myself. And when you keep working on yourself, everything shifts. So I'm going to give you a question. Write it down, please. This will serve you so well. From every time from now on, from today and onwards, ask yourself this question when you're faced with a challenge. What is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? What is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? The more you ask yourself what you're programmed not to see, the more you'll start seeing it. And see, here we have a good example. Susan says perception is just really difficult when you always have seen the difficult side. When the life is the hill, and you just survive as opposed to live. Yes, you can keep looking at that, or you can keep asking yourself the question, Susan, what is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? First of all, the reason why you're experiencing struggle in your life is because you don't know yourself. You have probably no idea who you are. You think you are the reflection coming back from the mirror. That's not you. That's your body. You're God's highest form of creation. You're the most advanced creature on planet Earth. You're gifted with 6 mental tools that will enable you to take back control of your life and change it fundamentally. So congratulate yourself, Susan. Pat yourself on the back. You are here. My gosh, I'm grateful on your behalf. This will change everything for you. If we tell ourselves it's difficult, what is our subjective mind here? It's difficult. Do we tell ourselves it will be easy? It probably will be. Now, will it take time to train those neural pathways in the brain to fire in a different way? Of course it will. Persistence comes in here. Persistence. Now, you will need this. You know, there will be people. We have about 234 people here live. We have 1,500 people signed up for this experience, which is awesome. Some people can't join in live because of work and time zone differences. But you will find, and this is interesting, you will find the number being here live gradually decline. Why? People are not persistent. They really aren't. They're curious. They're interested in better results, but they really aren't committed at all. You just go here, go there, try something else. Oh, it wasn't that. Also, they don't stick to one thing long enough to get the results. When you challenge yourself and you make a commitment to be here live, if you can be here live today, you can be here live tomorrow. Make that decision. Just make the decision. That's part of training the mind. Persistence. There's 4 steps to it. Write this down. 4 steps. You will need this. There's 4 steps to building the habit of being a persistent person. 1, you have a goal backed by a burning desire. You have to have it. A goal backed by a burning desire. 2, that goal has to be expressed in continuous action. And yes, you get replay access. Go back and watch this. I know we're moving fast. 3, your mind has to be closed off to any negative and discouraging influences by friends, people, and relatives around you. There will be plenty of them. They'll give you all the reasons why you can't. Close your mind off. 4, you've got to be around people who are willing to hold you to the highest possible standard and encourage you to follow through with plan and purpose. Those 4 steps will help build persistence, all right? So there is a law called the law of polarity. There's 2 ways of looking at everything. Everything, I don't care what it is. There's 2 ways of looking at everything. Where you are now is nowhere compared to where you can go. Absolutely nowhere. I went from broke, sick, unhappy to turning my annual income into my monthly income in less than a year, in 11 months. It was such a shocking result. I had a hard time believing what the heck happened. Could I pull the plug and lie on a Caribbean island for the rest of my life? Yeah, I could. Would it give me satisfaction? No. This does. I'm living my life on purpose. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Because I've done this. I was there. I was not living a very nice life. I really wasn't on any level. But everything changed, and it changed so quick that I wondered what the heck happened to me. It can change that fast for you, and it can change even faster. We're living tiny versions of our lives compared to what we could live. So there's another exercise here. I'm going to ask you, remember, we're training our mind to see opportunities. 1, what is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? Ask yourself the question as often as you possibly can, as often as you can. Now, as we're done, you make an exercise. In fact, let me do this a little clearer. When we're done, you make an exercise to start seeing opportunities that you didn't see before. You write down your skills, all the skills you've built in your commercial career or in your life. You're probably very skilled at very many different things. And then you write a list of hobbies or interests. Hobbies or interests, all right? You might find that you have an interest of, surfing. Maybe you like surfing. Maybe you're in a climate where, it lends itself to surfing. Maybe that's what you love to do on the weekend. And the skill set, part of the skill set that you've built is in finance. Let's say that you are in a finance job or have been for many years. Would there be places where your skills meet with your hobbies and interests? Absolutely. This could intersect right here. And what would that be? Could that be a web shop that sells surf equipment? Yes, it could. Would I be good at managing it? Heck yes, because that's part of my skill set anyways. Would I be interested in it? Yes, I would. Hello? Ding, 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 ding. Jackpot. Maybe that is what we need to do. Maybe that's what you need to do. Sit down and actually go through this exercise on your own. Match your interests, your hobbies and interests with your skill set. If you feel stuck, let's build a new model. That's what this will help you do. Today, we're just opening up your mind to a different way of thinking. We're just opening up your mind to a totally different way of thinking. Tomorrow, we're going to get into goal setting. Wednesday, you will learn how to work with the law of attraction to make it work in your life. Thursday, you will learn what it means to build a new self-image and express it to the world. Your self-image sets the boundary for your results. Friday, you will learn why it is easier to win in life, and you will learn more about human awareness. You will also learn more about the program that Bob Proctor and I co-created, The Secret to Real Magic. You may or may not be a fit with it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're here. You can take everything you apply this week and get results with it. But I also know there are some folks that would have loved these results yesterday. And for those folks, we are offering that opportunity to team up with us to really go at it together and make success nothing but inevitable. But regardless, you will get so much out of this. And that's just the 5 training sessions. Saturday, Sunday, we have 2 full hours of Q&A where we really get into it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, you're going to get laser coached by Christina, Pascal, and David. I mean, what a wonderful opportunity. So don't, like Bob would say, don't screw it up. Make a decision to be here and show up. Bring your heart every day. Okay, let's recap. 1, what is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? 2, align skill set with hobbies and interests. And 3, this is going to be your homework assignment. You're going to be reading the 333 story. That's a story that Bob Proctor wrote, and you're going to read it 3 times between now, today, and tomorrow. That text is about how a small group of people were able to gather or fundraise $3 million in 3 hours, 3 days from the time they make the decision. That's a quantum leap. And it's all based on the law of polarity. Use that, listen to that. And actually, I'm going to give you an assignment more. Tag your coach with insights, with the insights that you have from today. Helle says, I've started to live out my dream passion. That's great. Helle, I've been in our program earlier, and I know she's right on track to unleash her potential. All right. So that's what we're doing here. We're co-creating together. Anders is not doing this for you. Anders couldn't do this for you, but Anders give you the framework for you to fill out and for you to unfold in. So we're growing together. We have to do it by ourselves, yes, but we absolutely cannot do it alone. So there are some homework. Again, I'm going to recap. What is the illusion here? What is it that I'm programmed not to see? Write that out, stick it on the wall, and ask yourself that question all the time. What is it that I'm programmed not to see? Do I see 3 dots? Do I see 8 dots? Do I see limitations, or do I see opportunity? It's all in our programming. Align your skill set with your hobbies and interests. Try and really work your mind and see, what could I do? If you're not happy with where you are, my goodness, let's build a new model. Life is short. We don't know how long we're going to be here. Bob has been in his physical body for 87 years. Today is his birthday. And I've been here 40 years so far in my physical body, but I'm planning on being here until I'm 150. But there are no guarantees, and life is relatively short compared to the whole scheme of things. So wouldn't it be our responsibility to make sure we bring that potential to the surface every day? Wouldn't it be a form of self-betrayal to run around and tell ourselves why we can't do things, why you can't do things? In my opinion, it would. It would be self-betrayal, betraying that infinite potential that you have. Let's stop screwing around. Let's really make sure we build a model for our life that we love to live in, because you can. You absolutely can. You just need the right tools, applied in the right way every day, and everything will start to shift. Not by accident, not by hoping and wishing, but by making a decision. Decision making is something we're going to be talking about on Friday as well, something most people haven't learned. So we are going to go through all the questions from today, all your observations. Believe it or not, as a team, we are sitting down and we're going through all of your questions and observations. We're going to take them onwards and use them on Saturday to really get through laser focused Q&A. So keep posting your questions. If you're watching the replay, make sure you keep posting your questions because we're going to keep monitoring this, all right? Keep doing that. Make sure you go through these exercises. You will get an email today with access to the replay and access to downloading the materials. Do that. Download the material. Actually do this. I'm not suggesting this because I'm just trying to fill out time. I'm suggesting this because it will change your life. But you have to want to change your life. So do you really want to change your life? Do you really want to make a huge quantum leap shift? Because if you do, you're in the right place. We have a world-class team. We really do. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that because it's true. We have attracted the best talent there is. I mean, anybody that gets to speak to our coaches are so fortunate. They don't even know it. But they will realize it as they're speaking with them because they have all lived this material, living this material, getting results with the material, having the awareness that so few people have. Everything will be delivered on email, all right? So Susan says, I definitely do want to change my life for the best. I love it, Susan. I love your commitment. Susan is in our program. She is very committed. Liu says, yes, I want. I'm on my way. Beautiful. Check your email, check your spam folder. You will receive everything there, plus the email with an introduction to your coach. All right, you'll get an opportunity to book a call, totally complimentary, laser coaching call with your coach throughout this week. The earlier you book it, the better, because we will run out of space. We usually do. So let your intuition guide you. If it feels right, just do it. If you take more than 10 seconds to make a decision, you let the paradigm take the decision for you. And that's not healthy. So keep posting your questions, tag your coach, share your insights. And when you do that, remember, you will be one of the lucky winners that we're going to draw to win our Your Magic Minute program. It's a year where you and I work together every day for a minute, integrating a tool or a technique in your day. So much more to come. We have wonderful bonuses, much more material that will really help you open up your mind and change everything for you. It works when you do. So keep showing up, keep integrating, and everything will shift. It's not who you are that holds you back from anything you want. There's perfection within you. You are the most advanced creature on planet Earth. It's not who you are. No, it's not. It's all the programming. It's all the pesky illusions about who we think we're not. We're not our body. We're not our circumstances. We're not the blood test. We're not the bank account. We're not, none of that matters at all. That's not who we are. We're a perfect expression of pure energy. We are pure spirit in human form. You could say God of the universe materialized in human form. Are you living like infinite potential? I think there's room for improvement for most of us, and that's good. Dissatisfaction is a creative state. That's what gets us to move. You know, most people are alive. They're clinically alive, but they're totally dead inside. Nothing is happening. They are physically alive. Their heart is still beating, but when it stops, it's a formality because they've never gone for what they really want. They've gone after what they think they can do, or what their parents thought they should do, or what the environment dictated of them, or what they really need. Very few people go after what they really want. We are helping you to go after what you really want and giving you the tools to succeed. All right? It's not who you are that holds you back. It's all the illusions of who you think you are not. I really hope that you took a lot of valuable insight away from this video today. And to make sure you stay updated in terms of everything Real Magic World, including programs and live events, make sure that you enable your notifications and most importantly, subscribe to this channel so that you will be the first to know.